This video is going to go over the conflict checking window that displays when any visits are created or edited. And this this functionality within the system is very important because it really highlights the actions that are going to happen with those visits based on the information that's in the system. So to get it to display, I'm just going to create a regular pattern visit. I'm going to click on OK. Yes, I want to save the changes. And every time we create a visit or edit, you'll get this window pop up. So what it does is it's going to give you a summary of the visits that you're creating, the conflict status, whether there is a conflict or not, and what it's going to do with that visit because of the conflict. So it's really important to understand this screen and be able to action accordingly. This next section of the video is just to give you an overview of the information that is captured in this conflict checking window. So as mentioned before, this is going to display any time a visit or visits are edited or created. It's going to give you information on the client's name, the employee name if it's been assigned, the department, as well as the visit date and time and the pattern of the visit. It gives us a listing of possible planners that are affiliated with that department that we could assign any conflicts to. So anytime that there is an issue or a conflict with a visit, it defaults to send those visits to the planner, and we can indicate here if we want it to go to a particular planner. It's also going to give us the total number of conflicts that are found in the list of visits being generated, and it gives us the option to just display the conflicts only. So sometimes because we could be creating a large number of visits, we might have a listing here that has conflicts identified, but you'd have to scroll down through the list to get them. So in order to eliminate that, you can just click to display those conflicts only, and then the visits that there is no issue with, it will remove those from the list just so that you can focus on the ones that require your attention. The other buttons that we have here are Book All, Planner All, and Delete All, and they do just as they indicate. So they are going to change the action column here for all of the visits that are in the list. So if we had a couple visits in here that for the most part it was going to be booking visits, but we wanted to make sure that the action for all of them, we could click on Book All, and it makes sure that every visit listed has an action of book. Same thing for the planner all. So if we choose that, it's going to send all visits to the planner. And of course, same with delete. If I click on delete all, it changes that action column to be delete for all of the visits listed. So I'm going to go back to having them be booked. The reason here why it's showing book and planner, it's no conflict, but it's sending it to the planner because it is unfilled and there's no field staff attached. The other option that we have here is marking as unfilled when sending it to the planner. So the recommendation is to always have that flagged, because what that does is it removes the field staff's name if we have somebody assigned. Anytime that there is a conflict and it's sending it to the planner, it's going to remove that staff who was originally attached, but there is a conflict with. The other option here, we have a single edit button. So any of the visits, or whichever visit you have selected, if I choose edit, it's going to bring me my client visit window so I can make any necessary changes to that particular visit. My delete, planner, and book, those functions are the same, but these are individual by visit. So if I have this visit selected and I chose delete, rather than the previous one was deleting all, this is just going to delete that individual visit. These first 4 visits there is no conflict with, but these last 2 have a service plan conflict. So it's just a visual cue for coordination that these visits are being scheduled outside of the service plan. And it gives you any details of the conflict that's identified. So whether this be an availability conflict because the staff has vacation, or it be an availability conflict because the staff is double booked with another client, Any conflict that's listed here is going to display the details in this bottom window down below. So because this is a service plan conflict, it's showing us here that the visits authorized are 2 visits per week expiring on the 31st. And these 2 visits fall after that date. So the key thing for this conflict checking window is that we want to ensure that that action column states exactly what we want it to do with those visits, not just having this window pop up, clicking on OK and assuming that all of the visits are going to populate. It does exactly what it tells you it's going to do. So if there is a conflict, it will choose to send it to the planner unless you tell it otherwise. So really just looking at this, making sure that the information and more importantly the action column is what you want it to be.